Just in case you didn't understand the first time, here's the second and third time. Dream Team, LA, let them know. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Like to thank all of you. If you didn't know, it's the LA Dream Team. And they're in the house. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to take a little bit of time, a little bit, not a lot of it, but a little bit of time, to explain to you all what's going on. Hey, what's going on? Okay, just a little bit of time. Just a little bit. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, SATCOM 911. Sitcom 911, TTOPP, Sitcom LLC. These are all the organizations that have been formed by myself. And what I do is I oversee to make sure they're headed in the right direction. So when I tell people that I don't have a lot of time, it's not that I'm off in the commercial ventures. I can't run all of them by myself, so I had to bring on other individuals who are not interested in themselves, but interested in helping others. Now, what you all may not understand is a lot of people will, they talk the talk. They will swear up and down that I know all I want to do is help other people. You know, I want to make sure people blah, blah, blee, blah, blue, whatever. No. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, everybody always does that. They always make it sound like, you know, they on the up and up. You know, they care about their brothers and my sisters and the nieces and the nephews and the, you know, the nephews. So everyone, it's not true. Everyone doesn't care. They say they care because it looks good. It sounds good. It looks good. Even on paper, it looks good. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's not the way it is. And it is so irritating that is the case. So I really am sorry, and when I say that I am sorry that I cannot assist and help and be there for all of you. I mean, I got people telling me about emergency situations or people telling me about situations that's been going on for years. I'm sorry. I can't just snap my finger. Let me tell you guys something. The system is not trying to help me. The system is trying to hurt me. The system knows that I'm going to expose them. Now let me explain to you what I mean by expose. They say that Bradley Christopher Stark and the contract that he put together didn't exist. Congress didn't create the private law. So I'm having Rand Paul. Yes, I subpoenaed Rand Paul, not to hurt Rand Paul. I have respect for Mr. Rand Paul. I have respect for his father. But I'm subpoenaing Rand Paul because he sponsored the bill. Sorry, but they're saying it doesn't exist. So I'm going to put myself out there like a sacrificial lamb, and I'm going to prove what's going on, and I'm going to prove what they're doing. That's what I'm doing. So not only am I calling the California District Attorney as a witness, well, because I'm challenging the statute and challenging the law and challenging its interpretation. But I'm also calling the congressmen, Democrat and Republican, of both House and Senate in the state of California and for the United States. Now, remember, I have a contract with both the state of California and the United States, so I'm also calling the Attorney General for the United States to come testify because the law says, according to the Supreme Court, that only the Attorney General can specify whether or not a particular law applies to a person like me in my so-called subset or not. The judge ignored me telling her this is what I was going to do, so I got the right to call witnesses, so I'm going to call these witnesses. We're going to have them get up on the stand and we're going to start asking them questions, you know, because they keep talking about these sovereign, stupid citizens out there. Now, I heard somebody say, oh, you can be a sovereign citizen all you want. Ladies and gentlemen, you couldn't be a sovereign citizen to save your own life. Now, you may be the king of your own house, but you cannot be a sovereign citizen because that would mean the government did not have authority. But remember, you surrendered the authority to government in order for them to rule over you. Oh, please make for us a king like the nations have. The Israelites did it. That's how Saul became their first king. Well, the people in America did the same thing when they formed a government, a body corporate, so that they could rule over things, so that they could control the way things were. But we made it a limited government. You sure did. You made it a limited government, but nonetheless, you gave away some of your sovereignty to government. Now, hold on. We ain't going to have this type of conversation. What you don't know is that government went, go back, and I give Mr. Yusuf L. his credit, because he went and found the videos of Franklin Delano Roosevelt doing a speech talking about how he was gathering from Congress unprecedented executive power. Congress stated it in 1973 with the notes on the National Emergency Act, but he was gathering from them emergency power, unprecedented. Well, sorry, Congress didn't have the authority to do that. The separation of powers, you know, some people have the idea that Congress can delegate its powers to another branch of government. Sorry. The separation of powers clause strictly prohibit that. It doesn't matter the interpretation by these different agencies and other branches of government. It doesn't matter their interpretation. You see, separation of powers means exactly that. Congress could not get together with the executive and lobby each other and then box out the Supreme Court, just like the Supreme Court couldn't get together with Congress, but this is what they've been doing over the years. But again, this is not a conversation for that. See, my conversation, ladies and gentlemen, I found out that this blockage right here, this is not from Torch browser. This is actually from one of the, what is that stupid thing called? One of the extensions that I have there. And I believe it's from one of the ad blockers. So I will check that out. But again, because it's an ad blocker, I have this program right here. It's called Malwarebytes. Okay, I have the Malwarebytes program, and Malwarebytes is just sitting up there killing it because it's just biting them. Well, let's get back to the conversation, ladies and gentlemen. My situation in California started with me challenging the system here, and the system decided it wanted to let me know who was in charge and how it was in charge. So I challenged the system. I filed a discrimination complaint because I walked into an office, and as I walked in, I started noticing people looking at me. I'd not been in that office before. They ain't never seen me before, but they were looking and they was pointing. Looking and pointing. And I'm like, looking up. See, I got this wandering eye thing, so I can see out of both of my eyes independently. These morons didn't know that I was watching them looking and pointing at us. But sure enough, they were singling us out and pointing at us. Okay? And so as they singling, this is going to let me know all the little websites it blocked. See? Website hack block due to hijack. Website hack block due to hijack. That's all that is. Somebody trying to hijack. Somebody trying to hijack my system. And the wind just blew some stuff outside because it's windy outside, y'all. I got to put y'all on pause. I got to go pick something up. 1 second now. This is a windy day in the southern hemisphere of California. And so there's a lot of wind. There's been some wind advisories and some warnings and everything. So that was what's happening out there. Ladies, gentlemen, so that you all understand, when we were in that building, we were trying to do a land patent filing. We had our UCC done. We had our land patent. And what they wanted us to do was to take the land patent and put the UCC on top. And we said they wanted to put the land patent on top of the UCC and not like we had it, the UCC on top of the land patent. See, we were following a UCC on the county record, and it was still going to be listed as a land patent, but it was going to be listed a different way. They saw what I was doing, and so they took it back and said, the attorney said that we can't file that. Why can't you? You file UCCs and land patents all the time. I said, hold on a second. And I went to the computer and I printed up 57 pages of UCC filings and land patent filings. I said, you file land patents all the time, so why you ain't filing ours? They said, well, because yours is, it has an attachment. I said, no, it doesn't. I said, this is a UCC filing. UCC filings have attachments all the time. You see this one? It says addendum. They have attachments all the time. So why are you not filing ours? Well, they came back about 15 minutes later. If you put this one on top and put these on the bottom, then we can file it that way. Wait, you want to put the land patent on the top and put the UCC filing on the bottom? Yes, if you do it that way, we'll file it. I said, no, I'm sorry. You're going to have to file it the way we're presenting it to you, not the way you want to file it. No, I'm the one who tells you how to file it. You don't tell me how you going to file it. That's not your choice. So they just said, no, they weren't going to do it. They said if we left it with them, then they would get back with us. Now, what you don't know is that we initially filed the documents with them, and they only told us the only problem was we didn't send enough filing fees. So the person I was with decided she wanted to bring it in. I didn't want to bring it in. I wanted to send it back to them in the mail, but the person figured we'd just go down there and get it done. I said no, because I knew the moment I walked in there, they were going to focus on me. So they were saying no to me. They ain't never seen me before, but they just looked at the color of my skin, and they said, mother, you get your out of here. You ain't even coming through the right door. The loading dock is where you need to be coming in through. Neil? Okay. Because I've been through it before. So we left and I filed a complaint against them. Because the only reason for them not filing our documents could only be for discrimination. And I was going for the gauntlet. Race, religion, gender, age, disability. I was going for every discrimination there was, because guess what? There was no reason for them not to file our documents, unless they were doing it for that reason, discriminating against us. And I went and I filed it with the administration office, and they had a civil rights department. So I said, okay, why not? And I filed my civil rights department complaint with the civil rights department, knowing that it wasn't going to go anywhere. These people were some of the nicest people on the planet. Then they told me, we're not doing anything. I said, well, then I need to appeal your decision. Nope, didn't let me. So I talked with the main administrator for the county. Told that fool how I felt, and he's a fool. His name is Dr. Lou Bauman. Dr. Lou is an idiot. He and I spoke on the phone. That mother promised me he was going to call me back. That ain't never called me back. Now, man, called me back one time. That's when he told me he was going to call me back. I ain't heard from that mother. Next thing I know, the Civil Rights Department said they were going to refer my stuff to the district attorney's office. Man, district attorney's office? What you referring my stuff to the district attorney's office for? Next thing I know, they were doing an investigation. So, do an investigation. And I'm still filing complaints against them. Still letting them know, still sending them letters. Hey guys, I'm not going nowhere. You don't get to threaten me. Sure enough, Shogun. Well, guess what? Next thing I know, somebody is telling me, the person I serve, the God I worship, when they knock on the door, answer. Following morning, I get up, I take a shower, all spruced up, and there was a knock on the door. Who is it? It's the sheriff's department. One moment, please. Go over to the door. Yeah, can I help you? Well, you've been having some burglaries in the other area. You've been having some burglaries. You see, there's over 4 feet of snow out there on that ground. You see any footprints? Ain't no burglaries around up in here? Yeah, I noticed it. The car's been there for a minute and ain't nobody been in and out. Yeah, I know. So, are you such and such, such and such? Yep. Well, we have a warrant for your arrest. Really? Got a warrant for my arrest? Sure. Hey, guys, I got to get my cell phone and stuff and turn some things off in here. Y'all can come on in. Oh, and I got to go to the restroom. Man, I got to go because I just been drinking all this hot chocolate. All right, let's go. Oh, you want to read me? Oh, you're not going to read my... Oh, well, where's the copy of the warrant? I want to see a copy of the warrant. Oh, it's back at the office. You mean to tell me you went to serve a warrant and you don't even have the proper paperwork with you in order to serve? Man, oh, you want me to ride with him? Oh, because you don't have a cage in your car, so I got to ride with him? Okay, no problem. That's what's the situation. You know what the court said? Court said, hey, if they deprive me of medical, because they said I wasn't going to get no medical until I gave them fingerprints. If they deprive me of medical, if they deprive me of my right to religion, having access to a Bible, pen, paper, legal, access to telephone, so that's not a problem. I got to take that up with the stupid county jail. I got to sue them in civil court. That's not a due process violation, Your Honor. Nope, ain't a due process violation. That's a civil matter. Really? That's right. Well, ain't deprivation of rights under color of law a crime in America? Title 18, Section 242, and then 243? Nope, not in this court. I didn't say that to her. I already knew those codes. I wasn't concerned about their stupid titles and statutes. I was just concerned about getting it on the record that I had my objection to their stupidity. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, I'm testing out the theory about being denied due process. Because if you can be denied due process, that means you don't have due process rights. So let's get it on a public record. Let's get it out in the open. Let's let everybody have access to the files. Let's let everybody have access to the record. But on the way to having access to the record, we're going to have the professionals. That's right, the professionals come and testify. That's why I've subpoenaed all these intelligent people. I didn't want to subpoena Rand Paul because I have respect for Rand Paul, but I had to because he was the sponsor of the bill. If it had been the farmer of the bill who was the sponsor of the bill, then I would have been calling the farmer of the bill. I'm the farmer of the bill. See? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, from day one, do you know that they're listening to you and they're going to use this again? I don't care if they use whatever against me because I have full immunity throughout the case. What you mean you got full immunity? Then why are you going through this? You got full immunity. Oh, I told the officer when he stopped me and told me he was about to read me my rights and stuff, I said, well, I accept your offer with full immunity and without recourse. He looked at me like he was stupid. I said, I accept your offer with full immunity and without recourse. What does that mean? It means that I accept your offer with full immunity and without recourse. Okay, and then he read the rights. Thank you for accepting my offer. And he continued. So, either that contract is valid or not. Oh, I'm sorry. You know how they have these laws saying police officers can't offer deals to people? They don't have the authority? Well, this wasn't just an ordinary police officer. He was from the district attorney's office. That's right. He says he works for the district attorney's office. Ain't that something? He wasn't from the county sheriff's department. He wasn't from the city police department. No, he was from the district attorney's office. Do you know who's the only one who can offer deals to people? Don't play with me. From day one, they haven't been setting me up. Like I said, this would have happened in PR, but PR, they forced an attorney on me. Then they forced another attorney on me, and then those individuals railroaded me throughout the whole system. Then on the state level, they ended up dismissing the case before we could go to trial. Wouldn't even let me appeal the whole fact that they dismissed it, that I had a right to a trial, and if I have a right to a trial, you don't get to dismiss it. Not without my consent. See, all of you, those of you who've been following me, you know who I am because you can tell it by my voice and my demeanor who I am and who I'm not. But those of you who are new booties, oh, if you don't know what a new booty is, it means a new asshole, okay? Those of you who are coming here to this channel and speculating or wanting to find dirt or wanting to do this or wanting to judge or just wanting to sponge off of somebody, knock yourself out. You don't know me. You will never get to know me because it ain't that type of party. From day one, the needs of the many have outweighed the needs of the one. I'm not putting my needs ahead of anyone else. I am using myself as the biggest guinea pig out there. Why? Because we called Congress, and to this day, that stupid, what's the name of that dumb company? The government printing office? They haven't called me back saying that they were going to give me a copy of that law. They were going to find it and get me a copy. Ladies and gentlemen, they've covered up that law. So the only way to uncover it is to put those contracts out there, and then to make sure you all highlight this, because you guys need to know this. This is that Supreme Court case, and you find it by clicking on, I didn't ask for this. Get back over here. Oh no, it's not here either. That's the subpoenas. This right here. This is the Henry Shines versus Archer White case. January 8, 2019, decided. Pay attention. We must, no choice, interpret the act as written. That means the courts have to do the exact same thing. The act, in turn, requires that we interpret the contract as written. Guess what? When the parties contract delegate arbitrability questions to an arbitrator, the court may not override the contract. That's why Congress couldn't override it. In those circumstances, the court possesses no power to decide the arbitrability issue. The court can't even tell you whether the case is arbitrable or not. Doesn't matter if it's civil, doesn't matter if it's criminal. It says they ain't got no power. I got the power. They ain't got none. They stuck and they broke. All right. That is true, even if the court thinks. So this is saying it doesn't matter what the court thinks. That the argument that the arbitration agreement applies to a particular dispute is wholly groundless. Whether it's criminal or civil, the court ain't got no say-so. Let me put it to you this way. This conclusion follows not only from the text of the act, but also from precedent. We have held that a court may not rule on the potential merits of an underlying claim that is assigned by contract to an arbitrator, even if it appears to the court to be frivolous. It says the court has no business, ain't nobody's business, weighing on the merits of agreements. Interesting. The court has no business, but ain't the judges there to carry out the court's business? Well, this ain't no court's business. The courts have no business. Ain't no business of the court, because the agreement is to submit all grievances to arbitration, not merely those which the court deems are meritorious. So let's prove to you that this can be used in a criminal proceeding. Ladies and gentlemen, do they not work out plea agreements, giving immunity agreements to individuals who've committed criminal acts? They do that all the time, right? That's the point. So, many of you are going to get these judges coming back with these little quick responses because, as I told you, they haven't seen this before. But now they're going to be seeing this all the time. But that's okay, because now they're stuck. How are they stuck? Because they can't do anything about it. They just filled their own grave with this one case. That's what they've done. So this is what I'm doing. I am doing this for all of the people out there who needed help, for all of the people out there who were stuck, for all of the people out there who were trying to say, why do they keep messing with me? I'm not bothering nobody. I'm not doing nothing to nobody. I'm not harming nobody. Why do they keep it with me? Why won't they leave me alone? Those are the people I'm doing this for, because they shouldn't have to go through all of this stress. They should not have to go through all of this pain and anguish and anxiety. I'm doing that to relieve some of that. Even if it's just giving them a little bit of hope. Even if it's just letting that underdog know, up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a frog. A frog, not bird or plane or even frog. It's just little old me. Underdog. The underdog. You know what I'm saying? That's who I'm going to help. It's the underdog. That was my favorite cartoon for a while, y'all. Me and Underdog, we watched each other every single day. Dun, 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 underdog. Okay? So I'm not just saying this just to be saying it. I've always looked out for the underdog. While in school, it was the underdogs who hung around me, because they knew that because of my size, nobody was going to mess with me. They knew how well I protected those around me. That I'm the same person. I ain't changed. Now, the person I used to be outwardly I've changed that character. You know, I had to put on a new personality and everything. But inwardly, I am the same person. Why? Because that's my core. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care how hard you try, you can't change your core. I refuse. There are a lot of people who mask their core. I have a heart, and I'm so grateful I have a heart. I care. I am so grateful I care. I am so grateful I can't stand to see death. I have an entire family, 4 generations, who are angry with me because I could not stomach seeing my mother suffer and then watching her after she was dead. You know the first impulse you get when you watch a dead body of someone you love is to have them wake up. It's the hope that they're going to wake up right at that moment. It's the hope that they're going to wake up tomorrow. I can't go through that. Sorry. My emotional conscience won't allow it. It torments me. Now, what the court is trying to do, back to the subject at hand, what they're trying to do is they are trying to put pressure on me. Let me show you how they showed me their hand. We had a court date scheduled. And at the time I was staying in the area near where the court was on purpose. And one of the same detective, the one I made a fool out of, the one who didn't know the difference between a peace officer and a law enforcement officer, he didn't know the difference. I explained it to him, but he didn't know the difference. Didn't know there was a difference. Stupid moron. Anyway, he actually followed me to the courthouse that day, surveilling me. Let me explain something to all of you so that you get it. I get this sixth sense when people are staring at me. That's how I knew that people were staring at me when we went into that building. It is something I've always had. I can tell when I'm walking down a street and someone's staring at me outside of their house door. I can feel it. That morning when I walked out of the house, I knew somebody was staring at me, and I start to look in the direction for which that feeling came. It's a sixth sense? That's right. I see living people. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I said, I don't care. And I just drove like I normally drive. But here's the problem. He said he followed me up to a point and then he lost me. Moron, I wasn't trying to lose him. But again, I could tell somebody was following me. And then he admitted it on the stand. I wasn't trying to lose the idiot. It was rush hour traffic. Keep up with me if you want. I'm going to drive the speed limit. Okay? But then they want to bring forth a charge of driving without a license. So I asked them. I said, was I engaged in business? Did it look like I was conducting business? Did it look like I was engaged in commerce? And I gave him a chance to answer all 3 questions. He said no. I said thank you, you ignorant moron, because they don't all know that you need to be engaged in business. Stop talking to these stupid police officers thinking that they know what the law says. That you have to be engaged in business to have a driver's license. That you have to have passengers for hire to have a driver's license. Okay? Stop thinking that they already know. Look, they just got a job. That's all it is. And they're doing what they're told. They're not doing what the law says. There is no law. That's a statute. By the way, we're going to talk about statutes and laws. We're going to talk about what's a law that is reasonably requiring obedience and what's a statute that requires an individual contract with. Now remember, I have the government attesting that I have attained the age of majority. That's my first contract. I put that in my first contract. Don't worry about it. Many of you who did the incarceration contract, it's in there. And it's also in the infant estate contract. Many people have been asking, well, when is the QPAC going to be available? Ladies and gentlemen, we are just waiting for approval. And so we don't want to jinx it. So we can't give you a date. We have to wait for them to say, okay, you guys are set to go. Okay, so just understand we're working on it. It's not just me. All of these organizations that I said at the beginning of all of this, that's not one person, people. None of those are run by one person. Okay, SATCOM has what, 11 people? We would have been up in 34, 40 people by now, but sorry, a lot of people can't handle it. What do you mean they can't handle it? Well, because what happens is a lot of people over time show their true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. Okay? A lot of people show that they really are not for their neighbor. They really are not interested in helping the other person. I have a lot of people who say they want to work with SATCOM. The only reason why they want to work with SATCOM is because they think they're going to get access to me. Let me explain something to you. You'll be just as disappointed as all those other people who come here thinking that that was going to be the case. A lot of people thought it was going to be a knowledge sharing venture where they're going to get to express their opinion on how they feel about things and what they think. Next! Don't think so. This ain't your show. Okay? I am the greatest entertainer of all times. Dougie Fresh ain't had nothing on me. Okay? This ain't your show. This is the house that Jack built. Now, Jack is not a dictator. Jack said from the very beginning to everybody and their grandmama, this is the direction we're headed in. Jack is only here to make sure everybody toes the line and keeps in line with the dictates of the agreement. We are not venturing off and doing all kind of other things that ain't got nothing to do with our core mission. Okay? That's why we're called the Securities Acquisition Trust Commission. We're not called the Securities Acquisition and Loan Commission or the Securities Acquisition and Foreclosure Commission. We don't do foreclosure, so stop asking. The Security Acquisition and Tax Commission, we don't do taxes. Stop asking. I mean, this is what we're getting. Ladies and gentlemen, I put the contracts online for free. And people are contacting SATCOM as if they're supposed to help them with the contracts. Ain't nobody ever said that. You guys are causing me a whole lot of stress because that information gets back to me. I just had somebody tell me that somebody was speaking about on Facebook during the month of February when we were having problems with our email system, which is why we had to transfer to the new servicer for our internet account, that because they were referring people to us. Ladies and gentlemen, we haven't asked a single person for referral at any of our organizations. We haven't said, oh, could you refer clients to us? We really need the money. Because this ain't that type of party. You guys need to understand, you cannot complain to your friends who may be associated with SATCOM, SITCOM, SAA, SITCOM 911, SITCOM LLC, oh God, SATCOM LLC, and TTOPP. Even if you know people, they can't help you. They can't do anything special for you. Not even I can do something special for an individual. I don't have the authority. We have policies that must be followed because that's the policy. If they fail to follow the policy, they get a strike. 3 strikes, you're out! Okay? So we can't afford that. Just want to make sure y'all hold on to this. This is the internal stuff y'all not supposed to even be knowing about because it ain't none of your business. Okay? But we just going to tell it to y'all because y'all just acts like y'all needs to know everything, and we going to give it to y'all so that y'all know everything. All right, getting back to reality. What's happening is that the system wants to play. Most people would be afraid. And if I were most people, I would be afraid. But let me explain to you why I'm not afraid. Because, okay, now that's the answer to that question. No, sorry. I have a God that I serve. I don't serve my God like some religious zealot out there talking about God bless you and I love you and all. I ain't doing all that stupid stuff. He ain't never asked me to do all of that stuff, telling everybody, Hare Krishna, all of that. He ain't never asked for that, so why would I give him something that he ain't never asked of me? Why would I be fake? You're a fake, baby. I can feel it, because I know. Oh, anyway, Alexander O'Neill. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to do what you expect me to do in serving my God. I'm going to do what he allows me to do in serving him. I'm not going to do what I want to do because he won't let me do what I want to do. For instance, he says no fornication. Let me explain to you. I tried the fornication thing for 10 years. I'm telling you, I tried it. And nothing good came out of it, with the exception of my son. But I don't get to see my son because of the wonderful situation with his mother. And his grandparents, who I know he loves, so I can't talk about him. I can't talk about his mother because that's his mother. I can't talk about his grandparents because those are his grandparents. My relationship with those three people doesn't have anything to do with him. So I can't talk about them because eventually, I don't even know if he's even listening to my videos. So I can't talk about him. I can't express how I feel about how those individuals have hurt me. Okay? How they have talked about me so bad. Worse than you you people have. Talked about me so bad to where he never got to know me. The unique thing is we have had our conversations in the past. He knows I love him with all of my heart. But he's a grown man now. He has to make his own choice, own decisions. But I count it as a consequence for my actions. Because I was told no sex before marriage, and I had sex before marriage. That's how he was produced. And this is a consequence. Look, for every action there has to be an equal and opposite reaction. It's the law of physics, people. So I did something I knew better and I shouldn't have done, and there had to be a consequence for it. Now, let me speak about consequence. I'm messing with the court. The court's messing with me. The court's sitting up here trying to make me look stupid, trying to threaten me, trying to say, we're going to give you this charge and this charge. You can give me all kind of charges all you want. I'm going to expose this, I'm going to expose that, and then I'm going to expose her. The judge lied on the stand, y'all. I'm exposing that stupid judge. You shouldn't have lied. You should not have lied. You don't have any authority to lie. Well, the statute says I get to lie as much as I want. I'm sorry, what says you get to lie? Well, let's talk to the jury about that. Let's let the jury know how much you get to lie while you're under oath of office. See, a statute can say they get to lie all day long. Their oath of office doesn't say that. If you guys know anything about the Constitution, and when it speaks about oath, it is very serious. See, an oath was very serious. That's why there's a public trust. Without the judges sitting up there and committing to an oath, there would be no public trust. No one could trust government. That's why they all have to take an oath. Don't take my word for it. Go back and do your research. So when they lie, there goes the public trust for which they have sworn to uphold. They didn't swear to uphold the Constitution. They swore to uphold the spirit by which that was written, the public trust. See, the public entrusted their sovereignty to government. You all need to pay attention. You're not going to get this from no place else. Other people are going to start talking about it, but you're not going to get it before you hear it here. Because we ain't talking about that old stuff no more. We ain't talking about... I'm very happy that many of you have started your own discharging debt organizations as a result of what got started by watching videos by that Redress Right character and that EeoN character. I am very, very happy. The fact that y'all ain't giving me no credit, hey, that's alright. You ain't got to give me no credit. The purpose of it is, as long as you're helping people, it's the ones out there who went and started up these organizations and ain't been helping people. Those are the people who are the problems. Those are the people who are the issues. And they get whatever they got coming. Back to the hotel. Ladies and gentlemen, putting myself out there is my sacrifice. A lot of people will just go on with their lives, not care about anybody else, just be all out for themselves. That's not me. That wasn't me last year. It's not going to be me next year. I'm not like that. What I do know, and I know this for certainty, I care. I didn't say IKEA. I said I care. And why do I care? Because if I don't care, no one else will. That's how I look at life. There are a lot of people out there who say they care. A lot of people out there who say they will lay down their jacket and walk over a puddle with you. But when you see the reality, they don't care. I had to tell somebody. He says, "Hey, I have this friend. I'm in some trouble right now, but don't worry about it. I can depend on him." And I had to say, "No, you can't." Ladies and gentlemen, I said this in the script that I wrote called One Man's Pain. If we all started depending on ourselves instead of depending on others, maybe we would have someone to depend on and stop being so angry and upset when we try to count on someone and can't count on them. So I'm not upset with anybody because I don't expect nothing out of anybody. My job is to break my neck to get things done. I'm trying to help so many people, but I'm going to focus on the person I'm helping now. Right now we're sending out our bills. I haven't put the bill up online yet because I haven't really tweaked it yet, so you're just going to have to wait. Don't be writing SATCOM, when y'all going to have that bill up? Because I'll take my time. I know some stupid people, because I tell people don't do stuff, and the stupid people do it anyway. And I'm being serious. The stupid people, because a stupid person is somebody who doesn't get it the first time, doesn't get it the second time, doesn't get it the third time, doesn't get it the fourth time, doesn't get it the fifth time. That's a stupid person. So when you tell somebody something and they decide they ain't going to listen to you and then you have to tell it to them again and again and again, that's a stupid person. Sorry, just the way it is. Okay, it's just the way it is. A stupid person is one who fails to listen. You don't believe me? Go and look up. Oh, God. Sit up here and mess with me. And I'm just giving you the definition verbatim. Let's see what DuckDuckGo has to say about a stupid person. Did I spell stupid S-T-U-P-I-D-I? Oh, person. I spelled person with an M. Anyway. Oh, you're a stupid person. Nope, that's because I wasn't looking at no keyboard. I don't type. Stupid person. A person who is not very bright. Oh, wait, are you saying that all people of color are stupid? Anyway, the economy's stupid. It's the economy stupid. Don't. Dullard. Poylock. Parfish. Puddinhead. 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 A stupid person who is easy to take advantage of. No, that's a naive person. Okay, so that didn't give me. I don't want another word for stupid person. I just want definition for stupid. So we just gonna do. Hey, stupid. There it is, right there. Hey, stupid. I'm talking to you, black. Are you? Oh, were you born like that? I'm sorry. That's split personality. All right. A stupid person doesn't have much intelligence or imagination, and they go through life making decisions that seem to lack all common sense. And you've got a brain, but you don't use it. You might be a bit stupid. Okay? This is vocabulary.com, okay? They describe it a stupid person. What does a stupid person mean? I just want to say definition of a stupid person in the audioenglish.org dictionary, meaning of a stupid person. What does a stupid person mean? Why you keep saying the same thing over and over again? Isn't that insanity and stupidity? Proper usage and pronunciation. The word stupid person. Information about stupid. Why haven't you given us the definition? Look, we're going to go with Merriam. Forget them doing the stupid person up there because they stupid. A stupid person, other words for stupid synonym, choose right synonym, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to have to click on it because it ain't giving us the definition. It's giving us part of the definition. And that ain't what I look for. Stupid. Slow of mind. Given to unintelligent decisions or acts. Acting in an unintelligent and careless manner. Lacking intelligence or reason. Dull of feeling and sensation. Again, you can tell the person something over and over and over and over and over. Or you can tell a person not to do something over and over and over and over and over. Senseless. I can live with that. Marked by or resulting from unreasoned thinking or acting. Lack of interest or point. No, that's a person. There are a lot of people who lack an interest in certain things, so you can't just say that. That's stupid. Everything's stupid. Okay, this is me just doing this so that you guys will understand. I wasn't just saying a stupid person just to be stupid person. I was just saying stupid. The people who we got to keep explaining, don't do this, don't do that, don't contact them for this, don't contact them for that. They don't handle this, they don't handle that. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to close that window. I got to open that window back up. History! This is foreclosures in Las Vegas. So, I don't want to get rid of that. Las Vegas has some interesting laws. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is everything that's been going on, all the things that I'm handling at once at this moment. Everything that I've talked about, those are all the things that I'm dealing with at this moment. Okay? And because I'm dealing with those things at this moment, that's the issue. So, with that being said, we're going to let y'all go, get back to your lives, get back to your days, and we're going to continue this another time. So have a good life, have a good night, have a good time. I'm gone. Adios, sayonara, arrivederci, goodbye.